Hello, this is Julia Doherty from Green Umbrella Social Media for Business, and today I'm going to show you this wicked new tool called Meet Edgar. I know I've been harping on about it, but I thought I'd finally put a video together of how it actually works. Now I've been using this for the last month or so, and it has just, my stats have just gone through the roof, so it's well worth having a quick listen to this quick video. Anyway, as you all know, you need to abide by what we call the 80-20 rule, or otherwise known as Pareto's Law. So if you are checking it out, Pareto's Law. So what do I mean by that? Well, 20% of what you send out to the world should be content that is ideally things that make you money. It's broadcasting messages. There's no point in doing all this social media stuff if you're not telling people what it is you're trying to sell. There's absolutely no point, but only 20% of that should be done. So here's a quick example of 20% what we call as broadcasting content. So that's going to be things like, your blogs and your products and services. And when I say blogs, I don't just mean the blogs that you've written this week. It's like regurgitating your old blogs and driving more and more traffic back to your website. How-to videos, tips, helpful links, toolkits, things that show that you're an expert in your field. So 20% of the content should be broadcasting content, and 80% of the content should be what we class as engaging content. So actually talking to people, having conversations, posting things like, behind the scenes, entertaining posts, hot off the press. So I'm not going to read PowerPoint to you, but you get the idea, okay? Newsjacking, trendjacking, that sort of thing. So 80% is live, up-to-date stuff, but 20% is pre-planned stuff, and it's broadcasting. And that's probably the most important bit, because the 20% stuff is the stuff that makes you money. So that's the stuff that you need to do. Now I'm going to show you this tool called Meet Edgar, which helps you with this 20% content. Okay, so now you know you're going to plan your 20% stuff. Let me introduce you to an app called Meet Edgar. It's just something you can do online. You can use it on your iPhone, your iPad. I've been using it on both, and also obviously on the desktop, which is the easiest way to do it. So all you have to do is just Google Meet Edgar or meetedgar.com. There is also a link to this in my toolkit on my website as well. So just go to the greenumbrella.biz/toolkit, I think it is. Okay, so that's step one. Step two is then create your buckets or your categories for your 20% content. And step three is to then fill each bucket with a minimum of 20 posts. So you create your categories. So there's the top three that I've got there. So blogs, services and tips. And then I'm going to start filling each bucket with posts. So I'm going to put all my old blog posts in, and I'll put a minimum of 20, and that will get me going. I'm going to promote my different services and doing literally just various different tips and tricks and stuff like that. I'm going to fill that bucket of tips and tricks up as much as I can. Okay, so that's the first three steps. Right, next step is where it gets exciting. Okay, so as you can see, if I click on, I've gone to meetedgar.com, it's app.meetedgar.com. If you click on library, you can see here, these are all my buckets. I call them buckets, but Edgar calls them categories. So I've got various different categories. So you can see here, books to read. If I click on there, I've got 22 books. And I've populated it. I found that if you add images work brilliantly on Edgar. When you tweet out an image, it actually looks as like a proper images. It's not just sent as a link. So I've got all my books in there that I've pre-populated. Okay, even my follow Fridays, this is just brilliant. So I've got 41 follow Fridays that I've just put into my bucket. These are people that I want to regularly give a follow Friday to, and I can just add to these. So follow Fridays to a whole range of people. It just goes on and on and on. And again, as I got into it, I started adding some visuals as well. So they're my follow Fridays. I've even got, if you're doing hashtag hours, Northants hour, so I've got 35 tips in my hashtag hours. They're all down there, various different bits and bobs, lots of giraffe things, as you can see. Okay, so then what I do is I go to my schedule. So I'm going to click on schedule. So I've put all my content into my buckets, and then I say, okay, let's take my Twitter account. That's probably the easiest one to show you. So this is my Twitter account. So say on a Monday, I've got a morning post that's going out. So that's going to take something out of my bucket that says morning. Yeah, I've already showed you my books to read. So 11 o'clock in the morning, I've got a books to read post that's going to go out, and then one of my beautiful pictures. Then there is a category that's called use once. So if you can put loads of things into this particular bucket, but it'll only ever use it once, and then it's done, dusted, and it's gone, which is quite a cool thing to do. So if you've got time sensitive stuff, you can put thing in your use once, a how-to video, and something to say goodnight. So that's on Monday. So rather than like Hootsuite where you have to do things every single day, and schedule things for Monday, the 1st of September at such and such a time. This way you just put it in as on a Monday. So every Monday at 5:45 that post will go out. Every Monday at 11 o'clock it will take something from my books to read bucket. Okay, I really hope that makes sense. For me it's just been absolutely brilliant. As you can see there, on a Friday I've already scheduled Follow Fridays to go out at 9:30, 3:30 in the afternoon, 7:30 in the evening. So there's like 3 Follow Fridays on there, and it's just going to take it from that pool that I've put in there. So as long as I keep my bucket updated and putting new stuff in there on a regular basis, then I'm going to get some variety on my schedules. As you can see, Northants Hour is every Thursday, so I've scheduled some stuff for Northants Hour to go out. But obviously, you know, I'll post on there as well. But if I'm going to schedule it and I'm not going to be around on the Thursday, literally I'll just leave it to go out, and I'll just post a little message, say I'm not going to be around this week, but I've scheduled some messages to go out, which is what I've just done because I've just got back from Scotland. Anyway, that is the crux of it. So your 20% content can now be managed using a thing called Edgar. It's $49 a month, and you can have up to 10 platforms, so you can schedule stuff into 10 different platforms. So if you're managing more than one account, then that just works brilliantly. I've had a look at it, and it's probably saved me about 15 hours a month just by doing this. It took a while to get the content in there, but once it's in, and I enjoy updating it, I find new things and I think, oh, I'll stick that into my beautiful pictures content. So anyway, have a check that one out. That's Meet Edgar, and I just think it's absolutely brilliant. So go for it.